Hi crystal balls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. For everybody else, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Guys, I really appreciate every single one of you, especially my Patreons, but every one of you makes my day bright, and I appreciate every single one of you. There's a lot of you who are watching that have yet to subscribe. So if you can go ahead and do that right now and hit that little subscribe button, go ahead. I'll wait. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That might be a little gesture for you, but that is the world to me. So I really appreciate you. All right, so today we are going to be talking about musician Chris Cornell. Trigger warning, this might be some difficult conversations to talk about because Chris Cornell allegedly unalived himself. And this can be a difficult thing for many viewers to even trigger. You know, it's a trigger. It can be difficult for anybody to even talk about or listen to. So I completely understand if it's time for you to click off. I will see you on the next one. For those of you still remaining, this was recommended to me by one of you lovely crystal balls, actually a few of you, and it's taken me a little while to get here because the readings don't always happen, you know, it doesn't feel right. Spirit's under no obligation to talk to me, and Chris Cornell decided that he wanted to. So I've had days and days of him like popping up through music. Almost every time I turn on the radio, there's Soundgarden or, you know, Temple of the Dog or Audio Slave on, and I've been listening. I've like gone out of my way to listen to his music over and over again because it's just in my head all the time. I've dreamt about him, and now I'm smelling things. So for those of you who don't know, smelling is something that can be an indication of psychic phenomenon. And right now, what I'm smelling is ammonia. Yeah, household cleaner ammonia, which I think is some of the most disgusting smells and gross product that you can possibly have in your life. I don't know why people would have this in their household because it's so dangerous itself. But, you know, to each their own, but that's just me, and I'm really passionate about it. Like, ladies, just know that women are exposed to more chemicals than men traditionally because of gender roles, that women do more cleaning and we clean with chemicals. So please be careful, you know, use natural things. It's so much easier to use things like vinegar and lemon water than it is something like pneumonia or ammonia. Pneumonia. I used to think pneumonia and ammonia were the same thing. I thought when you got ammonia, you smelled the pneumonia smell. Anyway, but I keep getting this vision of Chris Cornell's hotel room, again, trigger warning, where he is deceased and still in a position where he is deceased. But I see cleaning ladies all around him, and I smell this pneumonia. And it's disgusting and it's disturbing and it makes me want to get sick. And then I look around the room and the whole room makes me want to vomit. I don't exactly know why outside of the smell is palpable. It's overwhelming. It's gross. It's not the smell of a dead body. If you guys have ever smelled a dead body before, you know what a dead body smells like. So I'm saying this is something like right after death. Or right. I feel like almost as quickly as the death happened was as quickly as people were in there cleaning and polishing and making sure that things were in place. So there is a point, what kind of the official story is Chris Cornell's wife was talking to him and he sounded off, and she was worried about the drug Ambien, which you guys don't know what Ambien is. It is a sleeping drug, or it's an antidepressant, or it's been used for many different things. I have seen this firsthand, what type of effects this has, and it can get very violent. And I don't know if it's something that will bring out self-harmies in people, but the very tendency, the fact that I've seen violence brought out by this drug, I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no completely, but his wife was suspicious and said there was something wrong. So she called the hotel and asked the hotel to basically go up and key in and see if he's okay. And apparently there was a refusal to do so. Now, I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of backup on this story, but this seems to be one of the official stories, is whoever was going to key in didn't refuse to do it, kept him up there, you know, doing whatever he was doing another 25 to 30 minutes. I mean, just an obscene amount of time that so much could be done in. So either one or two things happened, but all of it ended up in his death. It resulted in his death. So either he unalived himself or he was unalived. And I don't know why there would be workers in there prior to his body being discovered, but that's what I see. That's absolutely what I see. So I get this is his wife. This represents his wife, who is caring and loving and is concerned about her husband. This is absolutely coming from a place of concern. She is scared. Chris is being very adamant that he's okay. I don't see anything in his spirit right here in this time that tells me that there's anything wrong. He is standing tall. He is okay. He is fine. In fact, he's okay. He is okay. The drugs are, Ambien is in his system, but very newly in his system. It doesn't work that fast. So let's say he took it at 5 o'clock and at 5:01 he has this conversation. Like, that's how quick it is. It's not going to affect the body that quickly. And even if he has other drugs in his system, which I believe they said he did not, it won't affect the body that quickly. This is telling me he's actually feeling clean. So at this point in his life, he might have been clean. He might have been sober. And sobriety is something that he worked very hard towards. He did feel very alone, but that doesn't surprise me with him because of his life. He did have mental health issues, and he was agoraphobic, which means he was afraid to go outside. There's a lot of things that I have in common with his mental health disease, and understanding what it's like to be agoraphobic and understanding what it means to have severe depression and severe anxiety. I understand. And I think that's where he was. I don't necessarily feel like that's where he is at the end of his life. He wasn't necessarily there. I feel like somebody was watching him. I feel like somebody was watching him and taunting him. Somebody that would be a manager, a road manager, somebody that is connected to somebody else who we know who unalived themselves, allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only. But they're connected to them. They're connected to several of them. Wow. I keep hearing in my ear that this is all connected. Justice is going to be served, but not in this life for Chris, but maybe for somebody else. No, this is deep. This is deep. This is some deep shit here. So, an illusion. everything is okay. Everything is great. Everything is hunky dory and he's doing well. Chris is doing well and he has a happy family and he has a happy life and everything is good and he's the king, he's the one that's riding on the parade. He's doing well. He's at the height of his career and he's beginning a household name again. And that isn't really that important to him, but he really loves the music and he really is happiest when he's with the music and with his family, not with his fans, no offense, but he was a family person. So these two cards came out at the same time. I usually call this my contemplation card, and it also could be my social media card, but and then this one is the family card, even though it looks very dark. So what was he contemplating? It looks like he was contemplating the world. He was contemplating life. He was contemplating everything around him. The two biggest things to him were music and family, and he has his hand around family. His family was literally the most important thing to him, and I don't think he would have left his children, his 3 children. I know he wished that he could bury all the depression, all the bad thoughts, all the drugs, the difficulty for being sober, the fact that he had bazillions of dollars and was able to get away with anything. That bothered him. That bothered him on a soul level. Like, not the fact that, yes, the fact that he had done drugs in the past, but the fact that at his level, he could get anything he wanted. Anything. No person should be able to be in a position where they can get anything that they want, including some very, very dark and disturbing things. And I'm pretty sure he was being offered those things. Pure chaos. This is pure chaotic energy. And this type of chaotic energy is good and bad. It's good because he's worked for it, and good because he was, trying to be sober, and good because it provided a life for himself and his family, but horrible because of the cost. If you are not looking at the cost of something like a celebrity, you are not looking at the right place. There is a huge cost for being a celebrity. And those are all the yes men and all the people who suffer underneath you, because there are people who suffer underneath you. So I would call Chris Cornell a heathen. And I mean that with the most love, because I don't think he had any sort of Christianity, spirituality, anything like that. He was very learned about those things, but at the same time, he very much was a heathen, very much like naturalistic. I would almost call him pagan, but he didn't necessarily believe in that either. So I mean, very like heathen is a term of endearment for me. But there was a lot of magic in his life, and the guy knew things. I'm telling you, Chris Cornell knew things. He knew what pile of garbage he stood on in order to be a celebrity, and it really bothered him. He knew at what cost it was, and I think he was telling somebody about it. Somebody in his life that he was very close to, that was a family figure, but was not blood related to him. He was talking about what the soul of the celebrity cost him, because again, he was very in tune to that. He very much understood what celebrity was costing and who's they kind of had to step on in order to get there. And the person he told, it woke them up too. It woke them up in a way that was detrimental to their lives. I feel like there was a fight. Um, Although it looked like a very weak fight, there was a staged fight. And I'm not saying it was, how do I say this? It wasn't Chris Cornell who staged the fight. There was somebody who staged a fight with him that seemed like it would be a big deal. It seemed like it would be like, you know, arms in the air, cussing out, being really angry at each other. It seemed like it would be something like that, but it turned out to be a very weak fight. And it was just like, okay, whatevs, I'm done. Like, Chris Cornell did not engage, and that was a mistake on his end. Um, he didn't think it was. He thought he walked away from something that could have gotten a lot worse, which he did, but at the same time, he didn't. Uh, this is all does not make sense to me because I keep smelling the pneumonia and I keep seeing hotel workers, like little hotel workers, or somebody who looked like they should be hotel workers in the room with him while he was deceased, cleaning up, staging things, making it seem a certain way. I bet you there were fingerprints all over the place, but since they declared it a suicide so fast that nothing got looked at. Nothing was looked at outside of the story of being a suicide. The real truth of this situation is so much worse than reality. It's so much worse. This is the Wheel of Fortune. And when you get the Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you're about ready to die. And you're about ready to die for something huge. Chris Cornell was about ready to die. And I think he knew it on some level. He was messing with things that he should not have. Now, when I say he was messing with things that he should not have, I applaud him for doing these things to where he was opening up and expressing what it was like to the cost of celebrity. If you guys don't understand what I mean by a cost of celebrity, I'm talking about all of the things that are made available to celebrities without a second glance or second notice or judgment or anything. Anything from drugs to alcohol to humans. Okay? Humans. I want you to keep that in mind, that that is what he understood what celebrity was and what he was standing on top of and why there was a cycle here. There is a cycle here. There's a cycle of celebrities that woke up and realized what was happening, and they ended up with a snout full of pneumonia. There's that then. Didn't expect to say that. Everybody who knew about this is in danger. Everybody. And there are innocent people out there right now who know about this narrative, know about what Chris Cornell was talking about, and they are literally in danger right now. So I'm talking about his family, his friends, the people he spoke to, the people who understand his message. They are all in danger. Everybody. There's a very specific person he was talking about, the fight. So again, somebody tried to engage him in a fight, and it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out, but the person, it was just a person who worked for them. Might have been a roadie. It might have been something like that. It was somebody who was lower on the totem pole. in the world of celebrity, in the world of musicians, but um I think he witnessed something he wasn't supposed to. I think Chris Cornell witnessed something he wasn't supposed to. Weeks before, like 3 weeks before. I think he was shut up. The guy had enough history of mental illness to be concerned about taking his own life. And he was on a drug that was known to. He should never have been on that drug. He never should have been on Ambien with his depression and his addiction. Who put him on that? I mean, I'm not an expert here, but he should not have been on that. I really feel about 2 to 3 weeks prior, Chris Cornell saw something that he really shouldn't have, and that cost him his life. And the fact that he was willing to speak out about it, and he did speak out about it, and he did speak out about it to people around him, and unfortunately it cost at least 2 other people their lives, at least 2 other that I know of. I'm hearing 3, but at least 2. 3 keeps coming out, so there was at least 3 other people who died as a result of what he knew. His family is still in danger. His children, his family, and the family of other people are still in danger. And the person, the roadie, whoever, who tried to engage in some sort of argument with Chris Cornell was doing it about a very specific person, a specific person who is a musician, who is very powerful, probably one of not the most powerful musician out there right now. And he was trying to get Chris to jump on this fight about this person. Like, he was saying things and trying to get him to engage. It's almost like it was for soundbite. Like, somebody was trying to hear Chris Cornell say, this person that you're trying to engage me in with a fight is responsible for some of the darkness of celebrity, especially the alive things. This person's responsible for it. Now, people have been doing it for centuries. Ever since there's been some sort of celebrity, there's been some sort of pile of shit that celebrities stand on. And not every celebrity, but majority of them have a pile of shit they stand on. And I keep hearing soundbite. Somebody was trying to get a soundbite of him saying, person's name is responsible for this happening right now with this industry, with the music industry. This is the person who's responsible for it right now, in today's time, in real time, right now. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen because Chris Cornell refused to engage. I'm going to finish this with family was the most important thing to him. And by God, he was worried about his family. And he doesn't regret what happened, but he regrets putting his family in danger. All right, everybody, I'm going to go. Have a great day or night wherever you are in this world. Remember, every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.